Hello. Hi, Edward. Your mic is muted.
Oh my God, are you serious?
That is a classic Fifi mistake. I um I was trying to tell you, but I didn't know how else to tell you. I sent an owl or a seagull or something. But how are you?
I'm doing good. I planned really hard on my introduction.
I think you should try that again. Maybe you should do the introduction again. I'll pretend like I wasn't here, and then you do it again.
Okay, let's start again then. All right, take number two. Since April 25th of 2019, the Democratic presidential nominee, former Vice President Joe Biden, announced his candidacy for president, which kicked off a 1 year and 7 month campaign to lead to tonight. On January 20th, 2017, President Donald Trump took office, and both men are fighting for the highest office in the land of the free. With nearly 100 million American votes already casted, which equals 73% of the total votes in 2016, and with the record vote by mail and record votes for early votes, it all comes down to the road to 270. Welcome to the Drag Voter Squad Vote 2020 Election Night in America. My name is Edward Michael, and I will be joined by my co-host for tonight as we talk politics and speak to LGBTQ voters and entertainers as we wait for the results to come in as to who will be the next president of the United States. Once again, my name is Edward Michael, and I'm the founder of ArizonaDrag.com. And I'm joined right now by the founder of the longest running drag talk show in America, Let's Have a Fifi, Felicia Fifi Minor.
Oh, see that was good. That was good. Thank you.
Was that
Thank you.
better?
Yes. That was fantastic.
I was wondering why so many people were calling me at that particular time.
They were like, "You are messing this up. We can't hear a thing." But it was all good things. All good things. What'd you say?
How are you doing today?
I'm anxious. I'm excited. More anxious than anything. Scared. But I'm here, and we'll see what happens. 2020 has not delivered the best news so far, but who knows? Who knows? We might. Mm-hmm.
Tonight is the night, and this is what we're all looking at, is right here, this map, and the road to 270 votes. We're going to be filling this in throughout the night, and in less than an hour right now, we're going to be getting some numbers.
Oh my gosh.
From one of the key states, Georgia. Georgia comes in at about 5 p.m. That's when their polls close. We might not get all the results in, but at 6 p.m. our time, Florida, Pennsylvania comes in. We also have North Carolina, Ohio, and then of course later on around 7 o'clock we have, of course, our state, Arizona, Michigan, Texas, Wisconsin. Whew, are you ready for this?
I am. I got my drink. I got some snacks over here. So if y'all don't hear me, but you see me, just know I will be eating. I'm just telling you right now. I don't want you to send me messages. Girl, you eating on air? Yes, I am. I am.
We're going to be joined also. We're going to get our jush, as they say, tonight. We're going to be joined by some members of the community, some people who have been active in the community as far as the election, including one of the co-founders of the Drag Voter Squad. Sakaria is going to join us in just a little bit.
Okay.
We're gonna have your co-host every Monday or every Wednesday. I'm sorry, Pretty Prince Charming. He's gonna join us a little bit later on. Teddy Michaels will be here with us. Owen Parker, our Mr. Phoenix Pride, is going to be with us. I'm hoping that Navi Ho jumps on with us because she was part of the
Voter
Drag
Squad?
Out the Vote. Yep, the Drag Out the Vote.
Okay. Wow, you got quite the cast coming on. But is it open as well to others to come in and speak their piece?
It is. So the link to join the conversation is right there on the comments. So you can click on that link and we will see when you come in and we will include you in your broadcast because we want to hear everybody's voting experience, how they voted, why they voted, what was important to them.
Oh, goodness. Yes. So
how about you tell them a little bit about yourself and your program, where you come from?
So for those that don't know me, I'm Felicia Fifi Minor, and I'm here in the Phoenix area. I've been entertaining for over a decade. We have a show every Wednesday called Let's Have a Fifi. It's not like the gossip shows that you're used to, but we talk about topics like politics. We talk about sex. We talk about relationships. We talk about current events. We've just added how you can. We just added history tidbits, what you're not learning in school. That has been interesting because we've been learning all sorts of things. So every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Arizona time, Freddie Prince Charming and I do our show, our gig, and it's just kind of like this, but not as long. We're only an hour long, and we have fun. We have special guests, all kinds of special guests. We've had RuPaul's Drag Race queens on there. We've had Dahlia from Dragula, who's also here in Phoenix. We've had all kinds of people. We've had authors. We've had social workers. We're running it. We're running it. So it's an honor to be here tonight and discuss all the things concerning this election. I did post on Facebook yesterday what are some important topics or things that you're looking for in a candidate or someone running for office. A lot of people were saying education. Of course, a lot of people were saying LGBTQ plus rights, the ability to say what you want about your body, abortion. There was so many different things. So I look forward to talking with a slew of all of you, including Navi Ho and some others on the show tonight.
So speaking about that, about what people are concerned about, I did see on CNN they did their first exit polls with voters. So let's take a look at some of those things. So right here it says the most important issue to your vote. 34% said the economy. 21% said racial inequality. 18% said the coronavirus.
That shit is real.
11% said crime and safety, and 11% said healthcare policy.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
All of these things have been big in the debate, the debates, and the town hall. I would say for me, a big one is racial inequality. Of course, the economy. I'm really concerned about our future. Healthcare and coronavirus, I think, go together. I really want to know what the future holds for that. So,
All right, so let's go to another exit poll.
hmm
Is this your first year of vote? Is this your first year that you voted? 18% or 13% said yes. 87% said no.
oh wow. Um, Though, if you are a first-time voter, I have heard that a lot of places have heard that like if you're a first-time voter, that they they do like a celebration or whatever in the polling place. So a lot of people have been posting about how basically they shut down the polling place because somebody said, "Oh, is this your first time voting?" And then the whole place goes like and applauds them. So if this is your first time voting in anything, congratulations. This is your chance to have your voice heard, and this is pretty important. Don't really know what to tell you. This is really important.
Yeah, I feel that a lot of people may be ashamed that it's their first time voting, and they really shouldn't.
Well, we all have to start somewhere. I mean, don't be ashamed. Get out there, and there is still time in Arizona for you to go out there and vote. If you're in line by 7 p.m. Arizona time, you are allowed to stay in line, and they cannot tell you to go home. Um, if they do, do we have a number for that? I mean, but
We do. We'll post it in just a moment.
because
Jeremy Bright says that his niece voted for the first time today.
yes, let's get that vote. Get that vote.
And
Yes.
it's interesting because if you turn 18 by the time that the election comes around, you can still register and you can vote. A lot of people may not know that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're not one of the states that you can register to vote on the same day that you vote, right?
Unfortunately not.
But there are some states that are allowing you to register to vote today and allowing you to vote the same day. So if you're in that state, get to it.
That is very true. So let's go on to another exit poll result here. Let's see. Voting in your state. Was it very easy, somewhat difficult, or very difficult? 68% said very easy. 25% somewhat easy, 5% somewhat difficult, and then that 1% said very difficult.
Not the 1%.
There's always got to be somebody.
But that's how many people went. Isn't that how many people were leaving the polling places?
Yes.
So
the
imagine
exit polls are those.
I imagine that number is a lot, or those percentages are a lot bigger in some areas because of voter suppression.
That's very true. It'd be interesting to hear exactly what that 1%, what their trouble or why they felt it was very difficult to vote. So let's go on to another one. Let's see here.
You done screenshot at the
financial. I'm prepared. Family financial situation today, better than 4 years ago, 41%, about the same, 38%, 20% worse than 4 years ago.
Oh,
now you come from a family. You care to answer this question?
Well, I've had a lot of situational changes too in my family, so I would say It's about the same, if not better. It hasn't gotten worse. Knock on wood. We don't need that. Nope. Mm-mm. No bad juju over here. But I also work really hard and have multiple incomes, so that is. I wonder if that's like based off of a single home, or if I guess it's just open to anybody. But I feel like people are suffering right now because of the lockdowns, and some places having to go back into lockdown. So uh, coronavirus has been a little bit serious for some, especially middle America.
All right, so we're gonna get some. They're talking in the broadcasting booth. They're talking to us. We're going to get some type of prediction coming up right now in some states of what they're thinking. So we're gonna check that out in just a moment here.
Did I win?
Whenever they tell us, let's see. Here's a key waste alert.
Ooh, yeah. Kentucky. Oh, it's at 35 minutes until the next poll closes. Wow.
Yeah, so that is kind of early step, but those are states. I mean, Kentucky, I don't think Biden is going to win Kentucky.
Is that it? That was a key state, right?
No, Kentucky is not one of the key states.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. That one totally expected to go to Trump. The first key state that is coming up is going to be Georgia, which is going to be at 5 o'clock.
Georgia.
We don't even know if we're going to get that.
We can hope. We can hope. If you're in Georgia right now, run polling immediately.
Right, you got 30 minutes, and if you're in line, you can stay in line.
We'll be here all night. I'm waiting for you.
So let's talk about our last exit poll that we saw. This is an important one. How confident that votes will be counted accurately? 46% said very confident. 40% said somewhat confident. 8% said not very confident, and 4% not confident at all. I mean, those are pretty good numbers.
Well, you would other people believe that your vote will be accurately, but I just hope vote. I just hope that we don't have guys like when Bush, Gore were going at it. I hope nothing happens tonight. I don't wish that. That was so stressful. That election was, I think, the first time I had voted in Arizona.
With the Bush and Gore?
I think so.
Nice.
I've only been here for. I'm just kidding. I'm only 21.
What is your opinion? I mean, my opinion is I believe in the system. I think that the votes are counted fairly.
I'm confident in the people that count the votes, but I'm not confident in the administration's behavior as of ever. But especially with recent, threats of I'm never leaving. Today with the makeshift wall around the White House. What is that? I've never seen behaviors like this before. So, am I confident in people counting the votes? Yes. Do I believe in the Electoral College? Mm. Do I have confidence in one of the candidates? Maybe, but the other, I totally think will have a tantrum. Hmm.
Nice. So you talked about the Electoral College. Let's kind of explain exactly what the Electoral College is and what it does in this election, because people will probably be hearing hearing about that. So basically, in simple terms, the Electoral College is a name used to describe the official 538 presidential electors who come together every 4 years during the presidential election to give their official votes for president and vice president of the United States. So basically, each state is going to have certain amount of electors to give away, and that was the map that we were showing you earlier. Let's see if we can get it back on the screen here. Probably can.
And that's where the 270 number comes from.
Yeah,
right?
That is where the 270. So this is the map that we're talking about, and as you can see, each state is represented with different electoral votes that they give, and each candidate is trying to reach 270 in order to officially clinch the nomination.
Get that title, girl.
That Florida, that Texas, that California, they all have a lot. We here in Arizona only have 11, but that's going to matter in this election.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to matter in this election.
So, the Electoral College, that's per capita. There's like a representative, right?
Correct. Yes. You are absolutely correct.
So, in essence, it's like a team captain for your area. That's
pretty much.
And they basically say, "Oh, well, my area has pretty much. Well, this is how it's supposed to work. My area says that they want to vote for so and so, so that's who I'm voting for." That's not how it always works, but that's usually. But it's very dated, and some people doubt it because of said reasons. But I'm still rah rah. Cha cha, let's go. These vote counts are going. So
there's a lot of action going on CNN right now. as I look on the screen, there is a lot of action going on there. So
yeah.
All right, so we're going to be joined by a guest here in just a moment. And we're just waiting for them to jump on. So once again, if you want to join us, you can just click on the link at the bottom of your screen on the comments, and you'll be able to join the discussion. If you want to talk about your voting experience, let us know how that went, and we'll be happy to speak to you.
My voting experience was quick. Out the mailbox. In the mailbox.
Oh, okay.
Done. Verified.
Yeah, I did early voting too. But I went to drop it off at the voting place. I wanted that experience.
Oh, how was that?
It was fairly quick. I went on I believe a Tuesday morning around 9 a.m. and it was really, really quick and easy to do. So
one thing that I had not done before and I don't know if it's new this year or not. But I got the text messages that said like when your stuff was like when it arrived, when it was verified, when it was counted, stuff like that. And as well, you can also, if you voted early or mailed in your ballot, you can go ahead and check online in most areas to see if your stuff has been verified. And I believe if it hasn't been verified, you have 5 days, at least here in Arizona, you have 5 days until after today to verify that your stuff is you. Because you want your vote to count.
Yeah, I think that is an Arizona thing that I'm not quite sure if that's anywhere else, but I think that's one thing that is unique to Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
We're just waiting on our special guests. I think they're jumping on now.
Fun times. I can full on hear their news.
You can what? I'm sorry.
I can hear the news. Clear on. Yes, coronavirus should be a higher topic, but I think that racial inequality is a higher topic in most cases. So
I was surprised by those exit poll results there of what people. We got greetings from Ethiopia.
Oh wow!
Well, hello from Ethiopia.
All around the world. Hello. Drag voters. Do you drag Trump voters behind my door? Oh wow. I don't condone violence. Can you get a shout out? How do I say that? Akil. Oh, I don't know if I could say the last name because that looks.
They're talking.
That looks very trollish. No, that's very trollish. The name is very trollish.
Oh.
I can't. I cannot say that name.
You don't think they're a real voter or a real person?
No, but thanks for tuning in. Get those numbers up.
All right, so we're going to welcome our first special guest right now. But before that, we're going to play a small video to introduce them that just debuted today. So take a look at this clip, and then we'll be joined by our special guests.
Soy Adonías Arévalo, tengo 29 años de edad, soy originario de El Salvador y resido en Phoenix, Arizona. Crecí en ese país indocumentado, siendo parte de la comunidad inmigrante, latina, de la comunidad LGBT. Vivíamos con el temor de que ICE podía tocar la puerta. Somos la generación en la cual hemos visto a nuestros padres luchar por darnos una mejor vida. Y por eso la política es muy importante para mí, porque define los cambios que nos afectan día a día. El DACA lo ganamos porque jóvenes indocumentados inmigrantes luchamos por eso. Y creo que este noviembre vamos a elegir una persona que le interese nuestra comunidad, especialmente cuando somos la minoría más grande que va a votar. Los latinos tenemos muy claro las necesidades que nos interesan. Entonces, ambos candidatos son responsables para poder enamorar y llevarse el voto latino en esas elecciones.
Yes, we want to thank Univision for that video that they did on Odenias Avelio, or better known to many as Sakaria, who's going to join us right now to talk about a little bit about the Drag Voter Squad and what he has been doing throughout this election, because he's a busy man tonight.
Absolutely.
So let's welcome him to the program. Hello.
Good evening. Hi, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Hi.
That was a wonderful video. Tell us about that.
Yeah, thank you so much. So earlier this year, with the election coming ahead of us, Univision selected a group of folks from across the country who both were Republicans or Democrats to participate actively in all of these civic engagement efforts that Univision has been doing for the past 6 months or more than that. So I happened to be selected as one of them. And my job has been, aside from my other jobs in drag, has been essentially commentating most of the presidential debates, doing political analysis, a couple of debates, being like today, tuning into like all of the events that are happening and having to debrief with Univision hosts. So that's a little bit about what the Gen Talks is. The video that you saw, it's a video that was created a couple of weeks ago, and it's Stacey's Melrose, just for the purpose of tonight's election. It's going to be airing in a couple hours in National Univision. So really excited.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So we got the exclusive?
Yeah, so it hasn't been played yet, but we got permission to share it earlier just because we're in the West Coast.
Oh, wow.
We don't got a lawyer or finances here to support any kind of lawsuit. So how has your day been today? Because you've worked for months and months on different campaigns and different getting out the vote, voter protections. So with your organization Poder Latinx, what do they do on election day?
So a lot of the things that we do, and it's really hard to really explain my day just because I wear multiple hats. I'm the state director for Poder Latinx, but I am also, a lot of the work that I do also is volunteer. So a lot of the times they look like it's the same, but it's not. But in a typical day on election day, we have right now 18 people still calling voters until the last minute. So about 6:30. I work with two amazing individuals. One of them is Josue and Edwin. They support our digital efforts and phone banking operations. We have 28 poll watchers across the city right now. We're part of the bigger, broader coalition to make sure that people know their rights when voting. And a lot of the work that also, today I've been doing as well has been with Univision. I'm coming into my 5th interview of the day today at 5 p.m. We have 3 more to go. But essentially, it's making sure that people go out and vote, and people do it safely, and they do it in a way that, their rights are not violated. So a lot of my work is really managing, what happens on the ground as well.
So I have a quick question for you. So what are the rights that people don't know that may be violated, and what are some things that they can take with them to the polls so that they are armed and essentially they can have a better voting experience?
Yeah, so I mean the most common ones are not that whole identification process, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a specific set of rules in the Maricopa County. I mean, there are some rules, but there's not a specific set of rules that says if your ID doesn't match your voter card, you cannot vote. There's options that are provided. But those options oftentimes are not presented by the poll workers. So like, let's say you come and vote, and then your voter registration say you live in 7th Avenue, but your ID says that you live in Mesa, for example. A lot of the people are not allowed to vote because these two are not matching. But so really ensuring that people know that they can bring other documentations like an electricity bill, or other document that actually match one of them.
Okay.
So that's one that we get a lot all the time. Another one is, yesterday, just to, share this example, in one of our polling locations in Mesa, a person with a wheelchair was going in, and he went onto his back, and unfortunately he hit his head.
Oh,
We had to call
no.
911, and we had to report that to the county, and they immediately put a sign. So a lot of the times polling places are not accommodated for people with disabilities. So that is something we see all the time, like almost on a daily basis, that we've been seeing since early voting has started. Another one has been people showing up to the polls with guns, just to intimidate other people. If you see somebody walking with a gun around it, you're probably not going to want to go in because you don't know what's going to happen. So all of those things that most of them happen on the ground. And sorry to add a little bit extra to it, is that people who vote on election day are people. There's two types of people. One, it's the ones that are energized and they want the voting experience, right? They want to go in, they want to feel like they got their sticker, they got in line, all of that. But then you have a big group of people that vote on election day at the polls because they made a decision until the last minute. And those people that made a decision until the last minute are typically the ones that are not sometimes always the most informed individuals. So they kind of like, got their IDs ready, they happen to be registered, they head to the polls. So those are the ones that will encounter this type of issues.
And what he saw as the advantage of Donald Trump. He did it over and over and over again. So did
we can hear that
because they understood that you could just step away.
What can you hear? CNN in the background?
Yes. Very loud and clear. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that individual got hurt. And I wish that places were more open to handy accessibility. And isn't carrying a firearm at a polling place, is that illegal or not allowed? Isn't that? I could have sworn that I saw that somewhere.
It's not allowed to do it in the polling location, but you would find there is some sort of like allowance for you to do it within 75 feet away from the building. So you will find people, on the sidewalk or like across the street, wandering around with a gun. That happened 3 times today in our polling locations. So that, like, the first thing we have to do is like we have to report it. We have to call an attorney, and then also at that moment we have to tell the poll watchers, it's like, hey, if you feel unsafe, get into your car, or you're more than welcome to leave. We'll never force anyone to stay there if they feel unsafe at that moment. So again, those are ways in which voters are intimidated when going to the polls as well.
Well, big shout out to the poll watchers then, because they're basically volunteering to risk their life.
Right. So that's why poll watchers and poll watchers and poll workers are very important. They're 2 different type of people, but they're really important in every election just because they play a big role. They're like almost the eyes that must be reporting everything that's going on.
Wow.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for joining us. I know you have a few more interviews to do tonight. So if you want to come back and join us a little bit later on, you're more than welcome to. But I thank you for everything that you have done. You are a true community leader here in Arizona, and we're very lucky to have you.
Absolutely.
Thank you both. Just a reminder to everyone. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Felicia. Thank you to everyone that has participated, as in one way or another, or some sort of capacity. I'm really excited to end this election cycle with a really. I'm happy to end it, period, right? But I'm really happy and proud of how much our community, in whatever way we've done our thing, we've done efforts. Everybody has done, whatever way to get out the vote. And 4 years ago, I saw it, but I didn't see it as much as I've lived it this year, to where,
Amen.
I've seen people who never voted in their lives who went out to vote, who took it upon themselves and volunteer and did things or are working. So I think that's it should be our major victory tonight, that we have built, a movement, especially in the drag community, right, to continue to organize. And that should be like a big win tonight that we should celebrate no matter what happens. So shout out to everyone who's doing amazing work as well.
Well, shout out to you.
Awesome.
'Cause- Keep doing what you do. Thank you.
See
We'll
ya.
talk to you a little bit later on. Thank you.
So amazing. I think I have seen more of her like in a good way, because I don't spend a lot of time on social media. I may post a lot of content, but I don't spend a lot of time. But she definitely has been busy. And that's good. And so many others have been busy, whether it's Espresso Grande with her Elevate the Vote. What is the other one? Drag Your Vote?
Drag out the vote.
Yeah. We've done a couple on Let's Have a Fifi, where we say flip the switch. There's just been all over. If you're doing your own thing or you're a part of a group, you've done something to push the movement, and that is exactly what we need. We've had a record of new voters, people that have never voted before. I'm not sure what that number is, but I know that it was a high number. It was something that I was like, what? I mean, and when they extended the deadline for people to vote, like another additional like 30 to 40,000 were registered to vote. So those things, no matter how small, no matter how big, matter to the bigger picture. So, we going back? Indiana.
We got some key alerts.
Oh, the next poll closes in 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. Get in your car. Go. Ooh. What are we doing? Next polls are Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia. Ooh. I wish I could hear what he's saying.
You can't hear him?
No, now I can't hear him at all.
Oh, did you hear him before?
Yes, we were hearing them loud and clear, and I was like, "Oh, I got the inside scoop. This is good. This is good." I'm trying to keep.
So yes,
I'm trying to keep
Go
it
ahead.
on one screen, but I can't look this way and do this. You know. But I'll get there.
We're live. What can you say?
I'll get there. I'll get a groove. I'm sure. I do this every week. I'm
so,
sure.
Yes, coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 5 p.m. Arizona time. We have six states that are closing their polls. That is going to be Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vermont, and Virginia.
Not West Virginia, but Virginia.
Just Virginia. And basically, what we're going to see right away is the early vote count.
Oh, I'm sweating.
As soon as the polls close and the first numbers that we're going to see, that's going to be the early vote count, the people who have voted by mail, and then a little bit later on throughout the night, we're going to see those election day results come in as well.
Right. Oh my gosh. I hope we make it into the top 12. I've never been, but I heard it's
killing me.
I've never been, but I heard it's a wonderful place.
Arizona is a contender this year.
Oh wow. So we have potential. We could, totally we could take it over. We can totally take it over.
That's interesting that you're looking at it that way. It's like, who's going to be the state that decides,
And the electoral votes are all the judges.
Right. And that's going to be our winner of the pageant tonight.
So speaking of winning things, here in Arizona, I think that there's one key race, the Senate race between Martha McSally and is it Mark Kelly, right?
Yes.
So that everybody's watching that nationwide. I have not been too keen on their debates. They've been both like swings in shallow water. And it just seems that we just have to wait. But I myself am kind of leaning, well, not kind of, am leaning to Mark Kelly. But that's not to say that he's going to win. Who am I?
So yes, let's talk about that. There are 33 Democratic seats and 30 Republican seats that are, and many of those are up for grabs this year.
Absolutely.
Especially here in Arizona, as well as another one that a lot of people are looking at is the one in South Carolina with Lindsey Graham. So it is possible that the Democrats can take the presidency, take the Senate, and keep the House, or it can go that the Republicans get the presidency and the Democrats get the Senate and the House. But yeah, that's something to watch.
For those that don't understand all that, basically, this race is really important because it just kind of, I almost want to say it's like if you put all the Republicans on one side and you put all the Democrats on the other, it depends on if things kind of go like this or they kind of go like this. So, and it has a lot to do with a lot of decisions, a lot of laws, a lot of legislation that's in place, especially since this current administration likes to get rid of rights for the LGBTQ plus. And this race, including the one here in Arizona, and where was the other place that you said? Is
South Carolina.
South Carolina is really important. So I know that party lines don't make party decisions sometimes, but in most cases, that's how politics works.
So let's go back to our map and see. There's 60 votes or 60 electoral votes that are about to possibly be predicted here in just a moment. So let's go back to our electoral map and see. All right, there we go.
Courtesy of ABC News.
Yes, and we are about 4 minutes away from 6 states closing, and that's going to be right here in Georgia with 16 votes. That's going to be up in Indiana with 11, Kentucky with 8, South Carolina with 9, Vermont with 13.
Virginia.
Oh, this is Virginia, I'm sorry. And then Vermont up here with 3.
Oh, I always forget it's right there. That's horrible. It's so tiny.
Do you want to make any predictions?
Oh, I rather not. I'm
going to say that Kentucky is going to go Republican.
Well, that's generally a red state, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't Indiana usually a red state?
I think Vermont and Virginia are going to go
blue.
Democrat. Yeah, we shall see.
Virginia is a mix there, so I don't know. I don't know. Georgia,
and Georgia
historically
is the battleground state.
Have they usually been? Well, they're a key swing state, so that one's kind of like tossing in the air. So, I just want it all to be blue. Can it?
Let's hope. Let's see what they went in 2016. Let's see where Georgia. So Trump won the Georgia, the thing in 2016.
Oh. Georgia, how do you feel now, though?
So let's see. It was 50.4% for Trump and 45.3% for Clinton.
Wow.
It looked like Atlanta is mostly Democratic. A little small part in Anthem. Let's see if we can put that on the screen.
Is your map starting to populate with votes and things?
No.
So the map that I'm following on Google is Kentucky has went like dark red.
Oh, okay.
Red, that means
so take a look at this. This is Georgia.
Yikes. Oh, that's from the last one. Okay.
This is from 2016.
My goodness. Georgia, what's on your mind?
We're about 30 seconds away, so we're going to go back to CNN and see if they come in with any results.
It looks like
let's see what they say here in
oh my god,
in about 30 seconds.
Is that a prediction?
Can you hear that?
No. Oh, the countdown is real, y'all. It has started. I need to go back to.
Can you hear that?
No, I don't know what you did the last time that I heard them clearly, though.
Here's the first prediction.
In Indiana,
oh, I can hear it now.
11 electoral votes, the first projection of the night. It's too early to call in these states right now. Too early to call in Georgia, a key battleground state with 16 electoral votes. Too early to call there. In Virginia, too early to call there. 13 electoral votes at stake in Virginia. Also, too early to call right now in South Carolina. 9 electoral votes in South Carolina. Too early to call in Kentucky. 8 electoral votes there. Too early to call in Vermont. 3 electoral votes right there. All right, let's take a look at where the Electoral College map stands right now. Donald Trump has 11 right now. Biden has 0. Remember, you need 270 to win this race for the White House. Let's get a key race alert. Right now, we'll start off with Kentucky. Right now, 12% of the estimated vote is in. Trump has a lead of about 9,400 votes over Biden. Look at this, 50.9%, 47.5% for Biden in Kentucky. 8 electoral votes once again at stake. Let's go to John King over at the Magic Wall right now. We're looking at the suburbs in Kentucky. John, it's
all right.
Wow. Well, we don't need to get all up in that, but it's just starting, right?
It is just starting, yes.
Just starting, but my palms are sweaty just watching that. I was like, oh Lord. But goodness gracious.
So let's go to our electoral map. Where did it go?
So he got the 11 votes in Indiana. Is that what that one said?
In Indiana, yes.
Goodness.
11 votes in Indiana. So there we are with that. So it's 11-0.
Oh, Joe, get in the game. Get your gown on.
I was surprised about Kentucky.
Yeah?
I was surprised that Kentucky, apparently they don't know who to vote for yet.
It's just too early to call. That means they just want to get some more together. So they'll tell us soon enough. So do they have the early votes like already calculated? Or supposed to be?
In some states, yeah, they're supposed to.
Oh,
like here in Arizona, we'll get all those early votes up until I think it was the 27th when it was the deadline. So those are the numbers that we're going to see right away.
Oh, that's why they say get it early, send it early. So, I want to hear out there, any people that are watching, and if you're the only one watching out of your circle of friends, share this on your profile or share it with your family, your friends, preferably not people that are going to troll, but I'll take an audience. I want to know what they think about the election. What does the audience think of the election? How are we feeling about this, especially here in Arizona?
Well, we'll see if anybody wants to. We'll see if anybody wants to join. He's talking about Florida right now.
Oh, controversial. Oh.
But he's showing you in 2016 right now.
Oh, okay, I was about to get
now he's showing you in 2020.
Where are the Parkland kids at? That's where I want. I need the Parkland kids to show up. Turn this mother out. But I'm very interested to see how this goes because I know that Florida became a subject for a while there between the two candidates that they just wanted to overtake it. Hi, Javier. How are you?
We got Mr. AGRA, Christopher Ray, watching us.
Oh, the royalty. Does the royalty want to jump on the live? You should.
I saw that he submitted his vote today.
Oh, get it.
Earlier, I believe.
Get it. Do you know anything about the props that are on the ballot statewide?
Yes, the statewide props. Give me a moment.
Oop, did he disconnect? He disappeared. So I know that some of
I'm still here.
Okay, you left me there. I was like, so I guess I'll just keep talking. Some of the things on the ballot, I know one has to do with investing in education, so that's the title of it, and to legalize marijuana, not just for medicinal purposes, but for everyday use. Although I know some of y'all are using it every day anyway.
So yes, there are two propositions here in Arizona that were on the ballot. The first being Proposition 207. This law would allow limited marijuana possession, use, and cumulativization by adults 21 or older, amend criminal penalties for marijuana possessions, ban smoking marijuana in public, impose a 16% excise tax on marijuana sales to fund public programs, authority state local regulations of marijuana licensees, and allow expungement of marijuana offenses. So that one is a big one that may affect a lot of people.
So basically it's saying that it would be legal here to have a certain amount, right?
So yes.
You can't have like a whole trunk.
So a yes vote shall have the effect of allowing adults 21 years or older to use, possess or transfer up to 1 ounce of marijuana and cultivate, is that smoking? Is that what that means?
They make things confusing, I guess.
Well, for personal use, not more than 6 marijuana plants at a primary residence, banning smoking marijuana in public places and open spaces, amending criminal classifications and penalties for marijuana possessions and use, allowing the retail sale of marijuana at licensed establishments, imposing a 16% excise tax on marijuana sales to fund community colleges, infrastructure, public safety, and public health programs, authorizing state and local regulations of sales and production of the marijuana by a capped number of licensees, and allowing courts to vacate and expunge certain marijuana arrest charges, adjudications, convictions, or sentences.
So Shelley is saying that cultivate is to grow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait. So Christopher Ray.
Libertarians smoke. Where's Shelley?
So
she has to be on your feed.
Cultivating. I think cultivating it allows a person to grow their own plant or two. But you can't do it in public.
I have Google at my cultivate. Let's see. Prepare and use for crops or gardening.
Oh, so
try
to grow.
To acquire or develop. Yeah, to grow.
So, but you can't smoke it in public.
Not according to the ballot I got.
So you can have it, but you can't smoke it in public, which is okay, I guess. Some people are.
I'm okay with because I mean, unlike cigarettes, I don't know. I'm a cigarette smoker, so I don't know if that bothers people. But marijuana, that smoke bothers me a little bit.
I don't know if it doesn't bother me. 6 plants actually. 6 plants? We get more plants? So you can grow it and smoke it at home, but not out in public if it goes through.
If it goes through, yes. The no explanation was very shorter. It says a no vote shall have the effect of retaining current law regarding the use of marijuana.
It says go back to basics. We're already there.
Pretty much. And the big one, I think, is, let me see here. The other proposition is Proposition 208. That is, the law would impose a 3.5 tax surcharge on taxable annual income over $250,000 for single persons or married persons filing separately, or $500,000 for married persons filing jointly or heads of household to increase funding for public education. That's the Red for Ed proposition.
I just got news for you. I don't make anywhere near that. So
I was explaining a proposition to a family member and a family friend, and I was like, girl, that is not going to affect us regular folks, okay? And
if they're making that money, you need to get closer. I don't know. Be like, oh, I'm moving in.
And if you're making $250,000 or $500,000 as a married couple, you can afford the 3.5% tax. Oh my goodness.
Look, I like nice things, but I'm still poor. It's fine. I'm still broke all the time. Tax the rich, Shelley says. Tax the rich. That's a big thing right now. I'm surprised that didn't come up in the polls. I guess it would come up as the economy. I think Joe Biden's plan is that if you make more than $400,000, that he would increase the tax on that tax bracket.
I'm okay with that too because I don't make that either.
I don't either. This is why you should tip your entertainers and your DJs.
So going back to the proposition, the marijuana one has been on the ballot before and it didn't pass. And I believe the Red for Ed one was on the last time and it didn't pass. So we shall see what happens.
That will be the hometown little races that I would watch for.
And then there's some local propositions in the different cities, I guess.
Yes. So I live in Gilbert, and I believe there's a mayoral race against. I only know the one girl because I see her signs all the time. Bridget to be the mayor, and then there's another one that I don't know. There's sometimes when you look at some of their websites, aka like Donald Trump, and you look for plans and you want to know what the candidate has in mind, you kind of go, I mean, you wouldn't buy a car if it didn't tell you like what it came with. You see what I mean? Like you need to be more transparent. That's what I wish that some of the candidates is more transparent. Say A, B, and C is what I'm going to do. I mean, and if you change your mind, right in there, I changed my mind. This sounds better. I mean, you're human. You're allowed to change your mind. I hate when you see the ads that says in 1975, so-and-so voted on this. They changed their mind. I mean, people are in different places. They don't know no better. So, yes. Where are we at with these numbers? I'm getting nervous.
Well, they've only projected Indiana to go to Donald Trump, so he's still up by 11-0. But coming up in about 10 more minutes, we got North Carolina and Ohio. Mm-hmm. Those Ohio and North Carolina, those are states to watch for as well. So we'll see if they're able to make a prediction on that. But still, the polls closed in Virginia, Vermont, South Carolina, Kentucky, and Georgia. But according to our friends at CNN, they're too close to call.
So can I share with you what I see on the Associated Press?
You may.
I can't share it on that screen because I won't be able to. I don't want my computer to like disconnect me.
Send me it in the private chat. The link of what you're looking at.
Please hold for the next available operator. Your election results are coming right up.
So yeah, if anybody wants to join the conversation, the link is in the comments. We would love to hear from you, hear about your voting experience. If you're a first-time voter, we'd like to hear onto why this election was important for you to vote in. So go ahead and...
I would really love to hear if anybody has encountered or is living with someone that has chosen not to vote.
Oh, not me. They wouldn't have a choice.
I mean, get in the car.
Get in the car.
So that's all I typed in. I typed in election results 2020 in Google, and it pulls up this map that like keeps lighting up and changing.
Okay, let's take a look at what you're looking at, so our viewers at home can take a look. Oh, this map.
Yeah, do you see that? And interesting thing is, I don't know who to believe on these things, so I look at like 5 different ones before I. Last time I was like, you know, when they all said the same thing, I was like, oh no. And here we are today. I obviously lived through it, so.
So let's show that to the viewers on what we're looking at.
Oh, it moved again. They be updating. Whew.
You see that?
Barely, but I can see it. So this is the Associated Press. I almost want to say it's like the prediction until everything is final. So far, they are predicting that Joe Biden is in the lead in Florida and Georgia so far. What was the other blue one? Vermont. And then so far, which is very scary because the red ones seem to populate quicker than the blue ones. It's Indiana, Virginia, South Carolina, and New Hampshire that it's predicted. Oh, it just moved again. Ooh, it's so scary. That Donald Trump is in the lead. Not any of these numbers are final. I do not quote me or be all up in my inbox quoting me about your election results, please.
So Shelley says that her ex always refuses. He said that he served for his right to choose whether or not to vote.
Oh, wow. Well, and that's very, for me, I think, is very uncommon for people of military service or people that have served for them not to vote. For me, anyway, a lot of people that I know that have served are like, yeah, you better vote. I didn't like go risk my life for you to, sit at home and wait for the results. You better vote. Which is fine with Shelley because he's a Trump supporter. Okay, yeah. Stay at home.
I would have preferred him to stay at home as well.
Yes, come through, Georgia and Florida. Yes, come through. Let's hope that those numbers stay strong because it's like at they predict, and this is at 52% reporting in Florida, that 51.5, according to the Associated Press, would put Joe in the lead, and Trump at 47.8. So I know that sounds like it's like, but it could switch in no time. And I think that's what we experienced in 2016.
That is very true. So coming up here in a few moments, in about 6 moments, we got North Carolina and Ohio. Their polls are going to close. Maybe we'll get some more predictions.
I'm not ready.
Plus, we're going to be joined by a guest who actually worked at the polls today and has been a poll worker throughout this election. He's going to join us a little bit later on. And he said that Mark Kelly stopped by the poll that he was working at.
Oh, really? Oh, I know you can't take pictures. I know you can't take pictures at the poll place, but they better have pictures. Or I don't.
Associated Press just predicted Joe Biden to win Vermont. I did see that come through the feed.
Ooh.
Let's see if there's anything else.
Come on, Joe. I need you to come through, Joe. Let me see something real quick.
That was 19 minutes ago.
Oh, goodness. I want to.
So right now, Arizona is still voting. We don't have any numbers from them yet because they will close at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Be in line by 7 o'clock.
Then around 8 o'clock, we should see some of the first numbers. Shout out to my brother who's watching.
What up? Hi, Phil.
down in Tucson.
Not in the
All right, so
Tucson.
yes, in the Tucson. So CNN is talking a lot about Florida right now,
Oh,
but their polls close at 6 p.m. as we wait for our next special guest to join us.
6 p.m. our time or 6 p.m.?
It's 6 p.m. our time. That'll be 8 o'clock their time. But right now, we're going to show you a video from our Drag Voter Squad, something that we did this election campaign. We're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll be back, hopefully with some more results and our special guests.
Hello, my name is Adriana Galeano, and I'm part of the Drag Voter Squad. And these are some of the things you need to keep in mind for the upcoming elections.
Voters cannot be discriminated against based on race, color, or membership in a language minority group. Polling places must be accessible to people with disabilities.
If you are overseas or a member of the armed forces, you can register to vote absentee.
It is illegal for anyone to intimidate, coerce, threaten, or use any other tactics to affect someone's vote or ability to vote.
You have the right to cast your vote in private. It's up to you if you share that choice with others.
You can bring anyone with you to assist you with language translation or any other reason. Anyone does not include your employer, union rep, or candidate for office.
There's no law preventing someone from asking you who you voted for. If asked to vote with a provisional ballot, ask if you can vote with a regular ballot or an additional ID, or just simply call the Election Protection Hotline.
If not, you can vote with a provisional ballot if not listed or you do not have additional identification. You should also receive a provisional ballot receipt and can check if your ballot was counted.
If you are in line when polls close, stay in line. You can still vote. You are allowed to ask questions about the election process and observe.
You can receive a new ballot if you think you've made a mistake before submitting your ballot.
Those were some of the members of the Drag Voter Squad on a video that we did. Take a look at this, Felicia, down in Georgia.
Come on, Georgia.
2% reporting 61.8% for Biden and 37.0%. But that's going to be the early voters.
Yes. So at 2%, I know we're cheering right now, but I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. But we gotta, hope for the best. But at 2%, that's it's real early to call it.
And that's the thing that I'm not sure a lot of people understand when they're seeing these numbers come in is, I don't know if they missed that it says 2% or they get overconfident that, okay, because he has a pretty big lead there. Because right now it's like 78,000 to 46,000. But Republicans are known to vote in person.
Yes.
So and those votes don't come out until a little bit later on.
I did hear on the radio this morning that a lady said that she's been voting in person for 50 years. Why would she change it now? So that holds true to a lot of people. If they've been voting that way since they turned 18, that's the way they stay. But I myself have never been to a polling place. I've always done mail-in ballot.
I'm not sure if I have went to a polling place. I believe I have, but for the most part, I've done mail-in ballot.
I think that's just a preference, but if you want to get in line Do it before 7 o'clock if you're in Arizona. If you're in other states, make sure you check your local recorder's office.
So we are, let me see, about, oh, this is way behind here. We're about 14 seconds away from a new
update.
A new update coming up here. Give me one moment here. Technology.
It's good when it works.
Here we go.
Big money.
In Ohio, too early to call. Too early to call in North Carolina as well. 15 electoral votes in North Carolina, too early to call. West Virginia, 5 electoral votes, too early to call in West Virginia right now. Let's take a look at the Electoral College map where it stands right now. It still remains the same. 11 Electoral College votes for Trump, Indiana, 0 so far for Biden, 270 needed to win the presidency. Let's get a key race alert right now.
Oh, tell
Right in
us.
Florida right now. Let's start. 29 electoral votes. Donald Trump has a narrow lead right now with 59% of the estimated vote is in. Look at how close it is. Got a lead of about 25,000 votes, 49.7% to 49.4%. This is a must-win from Trump. For Trump, he must win Florida. If Biden were to win Florida, it would be very, very difficult for Trump to get reelected. We're watching Florida so closely. In Virginia right now, very, very early. Only 2% of the estimated vote is in. Trump is ahead by about 33,000 votes, 65.4% to 32.9%. In South Carolina, also very, very early. Trump is ahead 70.4% to 29.6%. In Kentucky, 18% of the vote is in. Trump is ahead by 75,000 votes, 58% to 40.5%. 3 more states right now. Let's take a look. Georgia. It looks like it's going to be a battle over there. Biden is ahead with 4% of the estimated vote is in, about 16,000 vote lead for Biden over Trump. In New Hampshire, Biden is ahead there. Only 2% of the estimated vote is in. He's up by about 3,300 votes, 59.2% to 40.3%. And Biden is ahead in Vermont, but less than 1% of the vote is in. Only 610 vote lead, 62.7% to 37.3% in Vermont. Let's go back to John King. Florida and Georgia, 2 very critically important states, lots of electoral votes at stake. Let's look at Florida first.
No, thanks.
Florida and Georgia, 2
That is interesting.
That is very interesting. And the ones that don't say percentage reporting, it means it's less than 2%.
Mm-hmm. But did you see that Florida had almost 50%, didn't it?
Yes. It's according to the Associated Press, 63 reporting.
Okay.
So my thing on election night is I look at like multiple sources, because sometimes these people are like sending out the numbers or whatever the technology does these days, and sometimes some of the sources report quicker than the others.
Mm-hmm.
So CNN may be on top of it, but the
Associated Press has Joe Biden winning, right?
Yes.
And CNN had the opposite.
Well, on top, overall, Donald Trump is winning. It's 13-3. Joe, get your gown on. Any thoughts? Any? I think this is gonna come down to the nth hour, and we're gonna have to pray, seance, do what you do.
The thing about Florida is a lot of people have said if Donald Trump does not win Florida, it's very, very hard for him to win the rest. So that's why Florida is the driver, is the truck driver that's going to be driving all across the country. Whether it's going to be blue or red, we don't know yet.
And if you are just joining us, we talked about the Electoral College is almost like the team captain for your area, and that person usually takes the majority of the vote and says, "I'm voting for this person." Not to say that that happens all the time, because in the last presidential election, we saw a whole bunch of electoral votes that didn't match their area. Florida is predicted to be blue. Predicted.
But the Florida polls haven't even closed yet.
I know, but I'm so scared.
They will be closing in about 25 minutes, including the very important Pennsylvania.
Oh,
will be closing at 6 p.m. our time, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Isn't that Joe Biden's home state?
No, Joe Biden is from Delaware.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, so
my bad.
So let's talk about that, where the presidential candidates are going to be. So Joe Biden has already said that he's going to give a speech by the end of the night, no matter what, whether we know the results or not. President Trump has said that he's not worried about an acceptance speech or a concession speech, but he is at the White House. He is at the White House, which is unusual because most incumbent presidents do not stay at the White House.
No, they usually go far away from
on
it.
election night. Yep.
And he's boarded up in there, so yeah. Yeah. I wonder what his or will it be just last minute? Will he just do a press conference in house and it'll just be those that are right there that can report on it? I wonder.
Who are we talking about?
The White House correspondents, the people that get paid to be by the White House all the time. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm sure those are the. They did say that it's 250 guests that were going to go to the White House to be with the president tonight.
Well.
Let's take a look at what may be happening in the Senate races in some of these states.
Ooh.
State Senate races. So if you're just joining us, we are basically having an open discussion about politics as we wait on the results. If you want to join the conversation, you can click on the link in the bottom where the comments are, and you can go ahead and join us, talk with us, tell us about your voting experience, and we'll be happy to talk to you.
So the Associated Press has the Senate races, and it says that notable races are happening in Alabama, Arizona, like we talked about, Colorado. I can't ever say that state, so you're welcome. Georgia, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, where Mitch McConnell is leading at the moment. We know him. And that's with 28% reporting. And Maine, Michigan, Montana, North Carolina, and South Carolina, which we talked about earlier, where Lindsey Graham is in the lead with 1% reporting. So that could switch either way. But right now, it's the Democratic Party at 34 and with 34 seats in the Senate, and the Republican Party with 31 seats in the Senate, and two of other parties that are like independents.
Oh, we're gonna go back to CNN here in just a moment.
Ooh, this live stuff gets you on your toes.
200 votes, 50.4% to 48.6%. Only 3% of the estimated vote in New Hampshire is in. Biden is ahead there by some 3,000 votes, 56.6% to 42.7%. In Virginia, 8% of the vote is in. Trump is ahead, 50.2% to 48.1%. He's up by almost 8,000 votes in Virginia. Let's go back to John King at the Magic Wall. Lots of excitement going on. So far,
Magic Wall.
In Florida and Georgia, then the question is that going to hold?
That is the question. Is it going to hold? You see red in Virginia. We don't expect that to hold, but we'll count the votes. They're early in all these places. We also see this. Donald Trump had an early lead in the popular vote. He still does, but Joe Biden is starting to close in on that as well. One of the questions tonight, that's not how we pick a president, but Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. And if Joe Biden can stretch that lead out, it should help him in the Electoral College. But we'll watch those numbers as well. But we go state by state. That's how we pick presidents. And Florida has 29 Electoral College votes. So it is one of the biggest prizes on the map. And it is always a battleground state. And again, Biden on top right now, 50.6 to 48.4. In Florida, they call that a blowout. It's about 1.5 points. But that's what it's. So we got a long way to go still. And again, three big parts of the state. Democrats need their votes here. This is where close elections are settled. And we're waiting to see what happens up here. And again, you see some trouble signs for both candidates. So we're still going to watch the votes. We have 72% of the estimated vote. We'll watch as it plays out. Why do I say trouble signs for both candidates? Let me start up here in the northern part of the state, Duval County. Very close. Joe Biden on top, 52 to 47. If you round it, 5 points there. It's about a little shy of 40,000 votes there. But again, if you go back in time, President Trump carried this. Not by a lot, but in a state that is so close, the small margins in the big counties. This is the 7th largest of the 67 counties. So you're looking for the bigger counties where the votes are to see what the margins are. Let's just check over here, Leon County in Tallahassee. That's 2016. You come up here, Joe Biden, but very early in a place we expect him to win, the state capitol, government workers, unions. We expect him to win. So let's come down here again.
My goodness. That is crazy. It's so mixed.
It's very interesting, huh?
So mixed. The demographic in Florida is so mixed, but it has a lot of retirees. It has a lot of youth. It has like every demographic in it. That it becomes
a lot
like
of Puerto Ricans and Cubans.
Yeah, it becomes it's so diverse that that's what makes it like you just like bite your nails to figure out what's gonna happen. We're only in hour 2 and I'm so nervous. Oh my goodness. Oh. So
we're going to be okay. But yep, Florida and Pennsylvania coming up, and then at 7:00 our time we got Arizona, Michigan, Texas, and Wisconsin. I don't know, this for them not to be able to call some of these states is quite interesting so far.
Well, I want to say that a lot has happened in 4 years. A lot of talking, a lot of things that have been done either to make people feel like second-class citizens, or other people feel like this is very, for some people, they feel like this has been a very patriotic kind of move, that they think that the radical president having a tweet storm and blaming people is great leadership. I'm not to say, I'll say, I think that's crazy. But the whole thing, not that I was with Trump at all, but the whole thing with the coronavirus and finding out that he knew about it in either January or February, and then acted like it was the flu in March and caught it, and still acts like it's just something that, you just catch it, it's cute. It's a cute little bug. But, a lot has happened. Some of middle America haven't they've lost their jobs due to the coronavirus, and they depend on doing farming and living off the land, as they say, and making their living off of the land. And they have some of the promises that he made to them are kind of not coming through. Not to say that Joe Biden has the silver bullet to save everything, but where are we when we go back on some of the things that he said that he would do? We're kind of struggling, especially in parts of Middle America where they live basically in rural areas and live off of the land and make their money that way.
Yeah, so I'm going to send you something in the private chat.
Oh, the exclusive? Oh, this sounds like a note.
It is a note, as I have multiple devices here to keep me busy. But Biden is still leading in Florida, but very close. Florida is going to be the death of me.
Yeah, it usually is, and that's remember, not Obama era, but George W. Bush and Al Gore. That was the recount state, right? And they've had just a bunch of things that have affected them. And it's so diverse. It's so diverse. I mean, and let's not forget that Trump threw paper towels at Puerto Ricans.
That is very true. Did you get the message?
Yes.
Okay.
I say yes. That's okay.
Okay. I'm waiting on our guest that was supposed to come on at 5:30 our time, so maybe they are a little busy.
Did they get lost? Did they have to show up to? Oh wait, this isn't a venue. This is. Shelly, I think that was my first election in Arizona. I think I would have been 19 when I'm 19 or 20 when I moved here.
Was that Shelly's first election in Arizona or yours?
It was her first one altogether, but mine first one in Arizona. So now the Associated Press says that Biden's in the lead, projected. And we have to often say that the Associated Press is not calling the race. They are projecting, which means they are predicting based on what they know. And Virginia did turn blue on my map. I don't know what the CNN map. I should look for the New York Times one. That one's kind of interesting too.
Let's take a look what we have here. New York Times. So if you're just joining us, we are basically talking politics as we wait for the results to come in. If you want to join the conversation, you can click on the link towards the bottom and share with us your experience. We're going to be joined by another special guest here in just a moment who actually worked at the polls today, and candidate Mark Kelly actually stopped by the polling place that he was working at. So he's going to share his experience coming up. Plus, we're waiting for Florida and Pennsylvania to close their polls. They're closing here at 6 p.m. Arizona time. Did you see anything on the New York Times?
Yeah, sorry. I got caught up because they wanted me to sign up for everything. It says 16-13 with Joe Biden in the lead. And so that's the same thing as the Associated Press.
I like those maps better.
These are huge.
16 to 13, I see that. So the New York Times gave Virginia and Vermont. And then they gave Trump Kentucky and West Virginia. So they haven't called Indiana.
No, because it's at 16%.
Yeah, this is an interesting map I'm going to put up on the screen because it kind of shows you the percentage of the people that, or the votes that have come in. Oh, we're going to go back to CNN. They made a prediction.
This wave of poll closings in the presidential race.
10 minutes.
The hour, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's when the last polling places close in Alabama, Connecticut, Delaware, the District of Columbia, Florida, Illinois, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Tennessee. Together, those contests have 172 electoral votes. That's a huge chunk of the 270 needed to win. Florida, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania are the key battlegrounds we're watching in the coming hour. Joe Biden posing a strong challenge to the president of Florida and Pennsylvania, states seen as crucial for Mr. Trump's re-election chances. Let's get a key race alert right now. And let's start off in Florida right now. Florida, look at this. It's very close in Florida. Joe Biden has 49.6%. Trump has 49.5%. Biden is ahead by 9,200 votes. 9,200 votes in Florida, 29 electoral votes.
And that's 80% is in Florida.
Is in. Biden has a lead, an impressive lead of 347,000 right now.
And this one's 18%.
To 34.5%. In Ohio, 18 electoral votes. In New Hampshire, only 3% of the estimated vote is in. Biden is ahead by about 3,000 votes, 54.8% to 44.4%. Two more states. Let's take a look right now. We've got Georgia. Right now, 7% of the estimated vote is in. Trump is ahead by 9,000 votes or so.
Oh, come on, Georgia.
To 48.2%. In Virginia, 13% of the estimated vote is in, and Trump is ahead by about 80,000 votes, 55.6% to 42.6%. Let's go back to John King at the Magic Wall. We're watching these states very closely, including
Not the
Ohio
Magic Wall.
right
He
now,
keeps
which,
going back to the
clearly
Magic
is a
Wall.
major battle.
Right, it's very interesting to watch. Florida's still Biden. We'll get there in a minute. Very close.
Whew.
Oh, so they're starting to release absentee and early vote results in Franklin County, the most populous. I think that's the most populous county in Ohio. And as expected, Biden holds a wide lead over Trump. And that's according to Elena Plott from the New York Times reporting.
Coming up here at 6 p.m., 170, did he say, or 117?
178 or 72. 72, wasn't it?
172 electoral votes with a lot of states coming up here in about 6 minutes. So that will open up the race here in just a moment.
My goodness. My goodness.
I don't know what to say. If Florida can come through with Biden, I will be a little bit more calm than what I am right now.
Well, and that will kind of, not that we should let up. Let's say that.
Oh, no.
But if it turns blue, I'm hoping for the flip the switch to happen here in Arizona. I mean, I've been on things since I got here that everybody was like, oh, we need to flip the switch. But I think there are record numbers and there are a record number of new voters. I think that people are tired of the truth. So they're going to...
I agree. I think Trump will feel defeated if he loses Florida.
Well, let him.
Oh, I'm okay. He better start writing the concession speech at that point.
Somebody get his babysitter because I feel like he's going to be on the floor throwing a tantrum. I don't know, but at the same time, I don't want to get too excited because
Me neither.
Last time I got so excited. I went to bed. I said, Hillary's in the lead, I woke up the next morning. I said, what is this? And they said 89% reporting. And I was like, no, maybe in the next 10%. Maybe they messed up. Nope. Here we are. That's crazy. Anybody got their lawyers lined up? Got all that stuff. So we can get passports at bulk rate and quickly.
Oh my goodness. So I think our special guest got lost on his way to the virtual studio.
My goodness. Those virtual cars be breaking down though. I can understand that.
Wow.
Oh, Shelly said, last election, I went to bed listening to talk radio with headphones. I hope it doesn't come to that, though. I hope that I am able to go to bed and dream sweet dreams of food like I usually do. But knowing that Joe Biden is our next president. I don't know if that's what our mission is tonight, but we're reporting on things as we see them.
So it looks like CNN called, I think it was Vermont for Biden. Is that what the Associated Press called as well?
Vermont is blue. On New York Times, it's blue. It's blue, honey. It's blue.
So it's 11-3 so far.
Can't do this. Oh my God.
And we are less than 3 minutes away from a huge amount of states.
Just in. Both the Associated Press and New York Times just updated that Donald Trump won South Carolina. South Carolina has now been officially marked red. Let that be the last one. Let that be the last one. I'm just kidding. This is why I don't run for office, because that would be me. Let them come over here and threaten me with taxes. I'm just kidding.
So that's where Lindsey Graham is. It'd be interesting to see if he were to lose that.
Let's check that race. I think he was in the lead for that.
In the Senate?
Yes. Right now, he has 51.8% of the votes, and that's at 3% reporting, according to the Associated Press. Let me see if I can find
the New York Times.
Yeah. They be so detailed sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to go.
So let's take a look at I think I got it here. Battleground races to watch.
So Lindsey Graham on the New York Times at 3% reporting says that Harrison is in the lead.
Well, but that's a good sign.
Come on, let's do it. God, he has some awful pictures. Whoever Donald Trump's photographer is horrible. It's supposed to make him look good.
We are less than a minute away.
Let's go, Florida. You don't have You don't have no official poll night music?
I do not. I'm going to leave that to the professionals.
I thought you were a professional. Just gonna leave that right
No,
there.
I'm an amateur.
Me too. Me too. Where do we go?
Okay, let's see. Here we go.
And in 16 states and the District of Columbia, the biggest round of
7,
poll closings
6,
tonight, whopping
5,
372
4,
electoral votes are
3,
at stake in the
2.
next hour. We got some CNN projections right now. Let's start in Massachusetts. CNN projects Joe Biden will win the state of Massachusetts.
Let's go, Joe.
11 electoral votes.
Ah.
CNN projects Joe Biden will win the state of Maryland and win its 10 electoral votes. Another win for Biden in Maryland. Joe Biden will win his home state of Delaware with 3 electoral votes, a win in Delaware for Biden. And Joe Biden.
Oh, his home state.
Columbia, which has 3 electoral votes as well. Trump. We have a projection for Trump right now as well. Oklahoma, CNN projects that Donald Trump will win the state of Oklahoma with 7 electoral votes. That goes to Trump. Right now, we cannot make projections in these states. Take a look. Alabama, Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, Maine, Mississippi, Missouri, and New Hampshire. Also, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Tennessee. We cannot make projections in those states. Let's take a look at the Electoral College count as it stands right now. Biden has 30 electoral college votes. Trump has 18. Remember, 270 needed to win the presidency. Let's get a key race alert right now. Biden is leading in these states right now.
Get that, Ohio.
The key battleground, 28% of the estimated vote is in. Biden is ahead by almost 370,000 votes.
Wow.
To 39.1%, 18 electoral votes. Biden is also ahead in Georgia right now. 10% of the estimated vote is in. Biden is up. It's very close by about 5,300 votes, 50% to 49% in Georgia. A tight battle underway. In New Hampshire right now, only 5% of the vote is in. Biden is ahead there by about 6,700 votes, 57.3% to 41.9% for electoral votes in New Hampshire. Trump is ahead in these 2 states. Let's take a look right now. Right now, Trump is ahead in Florida. 82% of the estimated vote in Florida is in. But he's ahead by about 11,000 votes. Look at how close it is in Florida right now, 49.6% to 49.4%. A tight battle in Florida underway right now.
At 82%.
In Virginia right now, 18% of the estimated vote is in. Trump has a 151,000 vote lead over Biden, 58% to 40.1%. Let's go back to John King at the Magic Wall. We're looking.
Yes, let's go back to the Magic Wall.
Big picture.
Well, we didn't quite get the information that we wanted. Things are just too close to call.
So, according to our other sources, I'm just kidding. Associated Press, Joe Biden is in the lead right now, predicted at 85, and Donald Trump is at 55, according to both. Oh my God, we got all these winner. Joe Biden won Rhode Island, according to the New York Times. Christopher Coons, a Democrat, wins re-election in the U.S. Senate in Delaware, so that's a big win for Joe. Richard Durbin, he's a Democrat, wins the re-election in the U.S. Senate in Illinois. Edward Markey won re-election in Massachusetts. Cory Booker, yay Cory, won re-election for the U.S. Senate in New Jersey. Here's a red one. I do not know how to say this name. Governor Chris Sue. I'm horrible. I am horrible at last names. If you don't watch Let's Have a Fifi, I think that's the part that people watch me so that I can mess up their names. Whoever he is, he's the governor of New Hampshire. He won. Sheehan, a Democrat, was reelected in the U.S. Senate in New Hampshire. Some other U.S. Senates, a Republican in Oklahoma, Jack Reed, a Democrat. I just breezed over the Republican. I'm so sorry. It's because I can't say his name. It's Jim Inhofe, or I don't know. Don't judge me. And then Jack Reed won re-election in Rhode Island. Haggerty, a Republican in the U.S. Senate in Tennessee, won. And then Governor Carney, a Democrat, was reelected in Delaware. So huge wins in Delaware. Mitch McConnell, no surprise there. God damn it. He won.
You sound upset.
In Kentucky, because we were just looking at that. And then it just changed in the matter. See, this is why I don't get too excited, because they just change like that, and then they declare a winner. All of these, though, are predicted. How long do they have to count the votes? I think until every vote is counted.
Of course.
Every vote.
But we do have our special guest now who is going to join us. So please welcome to the show. He was a member of the Drag Voter Squad. He participated in several volunteering events during the election, as well as he was a poll worker today on election day. He's been up since the wee hours of the morning, and he's still going. So please welcome Teddy Michael.
Hello, Internet. Arizona.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good.
I am tired.
I bet.
Yes.
What time did you get to the polling?
I was a poll observer with Poder Latinx over the past couple days, and we were at the polls at 5:30 a.m. They all opened at 6. And they're open until 7. So if for some reason somebody has not voted yet, you have until 7 o'clock to be in line or in the building. As long as you are in the building or in line to vote by 7 o'clock, you can still vote in Arizona today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Teddy,
5:30.
Teddy, tell me what made you want to volunteer as a poll worker?
I initially attempted to volunteer to work through the Board of Elections. My email and application went unanswered. So I decided, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It could just be that lots and lots of people were interested because this election has sparked the interest of so many people. So that's what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. They were just overwhelmed and I didn't make the cut. But I decided to volunteer with Poder to help with election protection. So making sure that the folks that are showing up are able to get inside, making sure they're allowed to vote, that folks receive provisional ballots if they don't meet all the qualifications for a regular ballot, and then kind of monitoring the area, keeping electioneering folks away and behind that 75-foot marker, and reporting anybody who is out doing any sort of intimidation or anything along those lines. Keeping it safe for all of the voters.
And you had a special visitor while you were working there. Candidate for Senate Mark Kelly visited your polling location?
Yes, he did. That was kind of exciting. We were working, so didn't really engage or anything like that too much, but we did get to see him roll up, and he did an interview with, I believe, a local Fox affiliate while he was there, so that was kind of cool because my polling place was at an elementary school. So all the elementary kids kind of got to see democracy in progress, and hopefully when they watch the news, they can see that hopefully the next senator for the state of Arizona was at their school today.
Yes.
And what was the response that you saw from people voting? Were they happy? Were they excited? Was there ever a line?
Lots and lots of people. Most of the people were actually dropping off those early ballots, those mailed out ballots. So lots and lots of people were dropping those off in person. We did have an uptick today, of course, as expected, of more people dropping off those ballots as well as voting in person. Lots of excitement. Lots of first-time voters. Lots of first-time voters of all ages, all different backgrounds. My polling place was actually very diverse. Lots of different shades and shapes and genders of folks coming to the polls to vote. And even had a couple of voters, like we had a blind voter come. This lady, let me just tell you, this lady was amazing. She pulled up in her Lyft, blind, got out with her cane, walked inside, dropped off her ballot, came back out, got in her Lyft, and went home. So if this lady can vote, everybody else can vote.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely.
She knew where she was going.
She very much so. She's like, no, I got it. Oh, excuse me.
Oh,
I'm getting blown up.
That's what happens when you come on the show.
I guess so. Everybody wants to talk.
Is
Any
there
other questions for Teddy?
I wanted to know, is there anything that you would tell somebody that is voting for the first time that is still contemplating their less than an hour time to go vote?
Get in the car and go. You don't have to vote for everything, but I think it's really important that folks make their voice heard. And for many, many, many of us, voting is one of the only ways that we know and can do so in a very tangible, real way. Also, for people that maybe you're not excited about, maybe you don't like the Electoral College, or you don't like the way that we elect a president, please remember that every other race is by popular vote. That is the only one that's determined by an Electoral College. So all of these other races are all by popular vote. So that's how we're electing our senators, our state representatives, mayors, city council people, etc. So even if you feel like your vote does not matter when it comes to who will be the next president of this country, your vote matters everywhere else. So please get in the car, get in the Lyft, the Uber, get on a bike, a skateboard, a hoverboard, have a dog pull you in a wagon, or whatever the case might be, to get to your polling place to vote.
Yes. Not the dog pulling the wagon. Go old school.
Have, a gentleman that rode up on his motorized scooter. He was turned away because he needed to bring his mail-in ballot to surrender that to vote. And he went home, got his mail-in ballot, got his wife, and they both rolled up on his motorized scooter to vote.
All right. All right. Yes. Bring the wife.
Yeah, bring the wife.
And if your kids are old enough, though, they probably wouldn't fit on the scooter.
I don't know. They look comfortable.
Get out there.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Teddy, for your service and for sharing your experience as a poll worker. I think it's very important, and I'm sure you are inspiring the younger poll workers out there to want to do the same when they grow up.
Hopefully. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And if you haven't voted, vote, 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 vote. You have until 7 o'clock to get there.
Even people with scooters.
Even the scooter people.
Thank you, Teddy. Oh my goodness, that was an interesting story.
So he did bring up a good point, that the Electoral College only decides the presidential the winner of the and it's very important that at the city level, at the state level, all of that, that you are involved, because you don't want somebody running your city that doesn't have the same values you do, or doing things that you're like, why are they doing that? If you didn't vote for them, or if you didn't vote at all, you don't have a voice to speak on, or it's just not valid if you just want to run your mouth if you haven't voted. But if you have voted, come on, join the club. Go ahead and have a seat. Let's talk. But be sure to vote. Also, Uber and Lyft are offering discounts, I believe, up to $15. Don't quote me, but I got a couple of little notifications today that they were discounting rides to polling places. So if that's an excuse that you got in your back pocket, you can, get a little Lyft or an Uber and it'll be discounted. And I believe on one of the apps, or maybe both, that you can do a carpool option. So if you need to get some friends together and make a plan to vote in the next like 45 minutes, do it. Because I've seen y'all get in a car and get together in less than 15 minutes to come to a show. So that is no lie. I have seen y'all like text to be like, oh, meet me over here. And then boom, all of y'all are at the show. So this is the same thing. This is more important though. Though tip your entertainers and your DJs.
Definitely. And with that, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to take a dinner break. We're going to come back at about 7 o'clock when we're going to have the Arizona votes start coming in with that, and as well as another 20 states polls are going to close. So hopefully we'll be having much more information on where this is all going. But we want to thank you for joining us for this portion. Part 2 will be coming up at 7 p.m. So please join us once again and let your friends know. So until then, we will talk to you in about 30 minutes.